We're delirious in the snow, Neil, but how you feeling after last night being able to call that historic moment?
No, it's been pretty cool, and it's been one of those things where it's a magical moment for Oakland. I'm happy for this coaching staff, everybody here. I'm happy for these guys, these players, and really everybody that's played a big part in this. You have to be, right. I mean, there's no other way you can feel, because you've been with these guys and you've been through the battles, and you see what they go through and you see what they've been doing, and that's really it. And obviously, Jack Golke and Trey and Blake and all the guys too. You're happy for them because they did it and they were on the national stage. And I'll say this too, this wasn't luck. Oakland wasn't lucky. This wasn't like a comet that went across the sky. Oakland was better. For 40 minutes, they were better. They held the lead for 28 minutes of the game. They out-rebounded Kentucky. They did everything. And like the people that talk about Jack Golke and say, oh, that was a magical night. Jack Golke's done this before. Sam Flannel, I know that you're big on stats. Here's a stat for you, brother. In the last 25 years, across Division I basketball, the NBA, the WNBA, 2 times has a player come off the bench and attempted 20-plus three-pointers in a game without attempting a two-pointer. Both for Jack Golke this year. February 8th against Northern Kentucky, yesterday against UK. This is what he does, man. He's a volume shooter, and it wasn't magical. So, last night when he told CBS and he said, "We're not a Cinderella," that was a dominating performance by Oakland. It was, man. They held the lead longer. They out-rebounded them. They were the better team.
Oakland
it
won
wasn't
that
luck,
game.
Man. They were better.
They won that game.
Period.
Right.
Kentucky didn't lose it. Kentucky didn't lose it.
Right.
Oakland took it.
No, Flannel, that's what we talked about before. You didn't disagree with me, but now when Neil says it, you're disagreeing with Neil?
No, but Rob Dillingham and Reed Shepherd, 2 projected top 5 to 10 picks, did choke 2 of 14 total, and Jack Golke, as much as
yeah,
they did.
And you know why that was, Flannel?
Defense.
You know why that was?
2 of 14.
The zone defense, dude.
Yeah.
They couldn't deal with the zone. They couldn't get a clean look. That's exactly why. Rocket Watts is a great defender.
Hell yeah,
a great defender.
No, that's 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fair. That's fair. But Oakland had a lot to do with it. But back to Jack Golke really quick. So I understand that you said you've seen it before. He's a volume 3-point shooter. He 100% is. Look at his numbers throughout his entire career. All this man does is take threes and make threes. But even you, who've watched every dribble of his career, could you have foreseen 32 points on 10 of 20 from 3 in an NCAA tournament game? He's a tournament legend for life now. Did you foresee that?
No, who foresees that? I'll tell you who did foresee it, and I talked to the man. Jack Golke foresaw. Hey. There was nobody, and you want to call it irrational. This man lives his life with an irrational confidence. It is. I hope that people in their lives feel the way Jack Golke feel when they go to work or when they go to do something, because you saw it in the press conference last night. He said, when I walk out there on their court, look, are 7 dudes on this floor going to go to the NBA that Kentucky has? Yeah. Am I going to go to the NBA? No. But I can compete with these guys. And he did. I mean, that is a shining example. And Stick, I know you're big on this, man. Mindset. When you walk out on the floor, when you have a mindset, it can take you places, man. It just can.
Yeah, his comments after the game, just like I said earlier, we were talking about that. Listen, I'm not going to the NBA, but I can ball with any of these guys. And Neil, you'll love this. He's the type of dude in 5 years where you're playing in a rec league and he just shows up and drops 70 on your head, and you're like, who the hell is this guy? And then you hear the legend,
and he loves it too.
Right?
Yeah, and he loves it. He'll live for that. I can't wait for when he's 35. And he goes and plays in a rec league because he'll want to kill everybody out there, because that's just the way that he is. He's a great dude, man.
The biggest question I think on everybody's mind, I know Spenny and I were talking about this, the salmon jacket. Are you wearing it tomorrow?
It's the only one I brought, man. I wore that in the first game against Purdue Fort Wayne in the Horizon League quarterfinals at Oakland, and we won. And our assistant coach, Michael Covington, shout out Pontiac. Cov's another reason I can go anywhere in Pontiac. I'm the Meek Mill of Pontiac because of DQ Cole and Mike Covington, man. Those are my guys, man. I'll just drop that name when I'm in the yak, and they love me like that. But Coach Covington told me we were walking out of walking off the floor up to the press conference room after that game, and he told me, he's like, Neil, you got to wear the jacket again. So I brought it to Indy, and I wore it in the semifinal game, and we won. So then I wore it in the championship game again, and we won. And then I wore it here, obviously, and we won. And this was the only one I packed. So there was no rotation. And guess what? If they win tomorrow and we go to Dallas in the Sweet 16, it'll be the only jacket I pack again.
That's right.
Stick. Hey.
That's mindset. That's mindset.
That's mindset, Stick. That salmon jacket, though, I don't care who you are. That's fire. I don't care who you are. That jacket is fire.
And Neil, do me a favor. I know everybody's giving Golke his credit, for due reason. He deserves it for sure. But it was just another day at the office for my guy Trey. Went out there double, making life hell for those bigs in Kentucky. Tell him I said I see him out there going crazy.
Dude, Spenny, I'm not going to kid you, man. I thought about you last night on the broadcast when, Kentucky was making a push, and I think they cut it to 1, and there was like 3. And guys, before I tell you this story, let me tell you this. That crowd last night, because Big Blue Nation rolls out, obviously, and they roar. Like when they were coming back, their fans were roaring. But then the Texas Tech fans and the NC State fans, because the building was jam-packed, they converted to Oakland fans for those 20 minutes or 40 minutes. And just the roaring back and forth, man. It was absolutely an incredible, the most incredible atmosphere I've ever been in, man. It was unbelievable. But backing up to that point, Kentucky, I think I cut it to 1. There's about 3 minutes left. And Spenny, I swear to God, I thought of you. Trey got the ball in the block, and Kentucky had enough, so they started doubling him. And Power 5 teams never double him, never. But they had to last night. He spun back, shot a fadeaway over their 2 7-footers, their 7-2 7-footer in the grill. Yeah. Buckets, man. Put us up 3. We never look back.
Huge shot.
So big time, man.
Yeah.
Such stones on Trey Townsend, man.
Oh, speaking of stones,
that's my guy.
How about DQ Cole with the biggest shot of the game? I mean, tell me what it was like being on the call for that. And is this something I kind of going to ask a similar question that I asked about Jack Golke? Watching him this whole year, was that the type of moment that you expected from him? And just how happy are you for him that he had a moment like that really kind of won the game?
No, well, you guys know I'm the adopted son of Pontiac, and then DQ Cole is Pontiac, man. No, I was happy for him. And Sam Flannel, you won't appreciate this because you don't think this way, but you know how that play worked out? That play was supposed to be an ISO for Rocket.
Yeah.
And Kentucky came over and doubled them and kind of spun him back towards the middle of the floor. And then Rocket, his vision, he found DQ. And DQ, that was late in the shot clock. That was late in the game against the team that has the most NCAA tournament appearances in history, going up against a coach. And here, watch me play the wrestling part here with Flannel, guys. Check this out. Going up against a coach who, during his time at Kentucky, no other coach has more Final Fours. No other coach has more Elite Eights. No other coach has more Sweet 16s. Took another program to a Final Four. Won a national title. He's a national championship winning coach. And DQ Cole rose from the corner and sucked the soul out of Kentucky's body and really sent them on their way.
Ashley Judd.
No, he did. And I'm glad you mentioned Rocket Watts, because at the beginning of that possession, I'm not going to lie, you didn't know what it was going to turn out to be, but shout out to him for finding DQ Cole in the corner and for DQ Cole hitting one of the coldest NCAA tournament shots, at least of this year so far and of the previous few years. It was absolutely amazing to watch. Neil, I'm so happy for you that you get to call another NCAA tournament game, and hopefully next week I have to fill in for you a couple more days because you're gonna play some more. Tell me just really quick before we go, how do you see Oakland matching up with NC State? Just from what you've seen so far.
That was the preferred matchup. And just going off the basketball reasons, let me tell you why, because I know people are going to say to me, did you see DJ Reed? Did you see that man is 280 pounds? Maybe. He's rumored to be 280. He's probably more than that.
Yep.
And they got some dogs down there, and they got some size, so people would say, well, Neil, why would you think that? Remember, we play a 2-3 zone, and we play it pretty well. You can't post against a zone. Mm-hmm. You can't. And the way that you break down a zone is with big to big passing and people with back cuts underneath the zone, along the baseline and things like that. They're formative. They're an ACC tournament champion. By no means am I discrediting them or anything like that. But at the same time, our coaching staff, and here's where I give our coaching staff a lot of credit too, because I'm going to be honest, I'll come full circle. When I put together that lineup card, I had put together lineup cards for pretty much every major team in the country. I never put together a lineup card like that before. Number 13 overall recruit, number 2 overall recruit, 5-star, 5-star, 5-star. They had Raris out there, man. It was incredible. And I talked to the basketball people here, and they're like, "No, man, we like this matchup. This was the matchup that we wanted." And I was like, "Are you guys sure?" That's what I'm thinking. But they were confident, and they were right, man. We took them apart, and I would say, you turn this coaching staff loose on what NC State does, and on the other side of the coin, they are not very good defending the three. And I don't know if you know this or not, but Jack Golke likes to shoot the three.
Does he? I'm kidding.
He does. I've been told. He does.
Neil, before you get out of here, I just want to let you know, Flannel was trying to discredit the win by saying Calipari choked. And
no, I didn't discredit the win.
When you were dropping bombs about his accomplishments and Final Fours and Elite Eights and championships.
One natty.
It made my heart smile because you were just ripping apart Flannel Sam's argument.
Ripping apart my argument. Okay. One natty.
Yeah. The most, though.
Yeah.
You can't take it away from these kids, Sam. You can't take it away from Oakland.
I'm not taking.
They can't. You can't do what you're trying to do. I'm not going to let you do that, Sam.
Just putting words in my mouth. Go ahead, Neil.
No, but again, I gave you the facts. We led for 28 minutes of that game. We were never in danger in that game. We were never in danger. Win, Flannel. When we were up 7, when we were up 5.
Misses that shot, and Kentucky has the last shot with a potential chance to win. I'm glad that never happened.
Right.
If Grandma had balls, she'd be Grandpa.
Well, and that shot put us up 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
We were winning already.
Dagger.
we were never in danger. We were never in danger, man. Was there high pressure moments?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's my point. And that again. And I know that's going to be the narrative with some people, and I'm going to stand on business with that, man. When I talk about this basketball game, Oakland was better for 40 minutes. They were better.
Yeah.
They led. They took it to Kentucky. They out-rebounded them. Every metric you want to use, Oakland was better. Facts.
Yeah, and you could argue the other way too. If Kentucky doesn't hit a couple of their fadeaway threes and big time shots, exactly. Oakland goes up 7, they go up 9, and it becomes a completely different game. So you got to give credit.
Or if we make free throws, yeah.
Or if
we make free throws, we're one of the better free throw shooting teams in the country.
Because that would be the narrative today if they lost. Yeah. That would be the narrative. Yeah.
No, but it's not, because we're still in this, and Kentucky jumped in their private jet and they went home.
They did go home in the first round for the second time in 3 years.
Yep.
Here's another little fun stat that came out. This is why the internet's great. Kentucky's men's basketball budget is $22.3 million.
Yeah.
Oakland's is $2.1 million. By budget, it's the greatest upset in the history of the NCAA tournament.
I love that.
That's fair.
Love that. Neil Rule, go have an old-fashioned. Enjoy yourself. Get that salmon jacket pressed because it's got a big dance to go to tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys, man. Flannel, appreciate you. Thank you, brother, for real, man. And Woodward, man, thank all you guys, dude. I know a lot of you guys move a lot of stuff around, and Flannel, you do a morning show already. And, real talk, man, I appreciate everything you guys do for me to allow me to continue to do this, man.
Thank you, Neil.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you.
Shout out, Neil.
Yeah.
Well, see you later.
Of course.
Of course.